Hello, I'm Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with a video review of Transformers Generations Thrilling 30 Trailcutter figure. And this guy is essentially Trailbreaker. Now, Hasbro's trying to align all their continuity and all their naming, so they changed this guy to Trailcutter in the IDW verse. But it was actually pretty cool how they did it. I'll give them credit for that. And they did that in the IDW Spotlight, which actually came packaged with this guy as well. There it is. I can't show you the contents of the comic because that's copyrighted material, but here's the cover. This is actually the backing of the box, so there's no copyright infringement there. And essentially, it's having everybody use his ability, which is the force field gimmick, to solve everyone's problems, and not getting acknowledged for it, because that's what he does. So yes, and essentially he gets wasted on Energon and drunk, and then goes on this like acid trip, which actually turns out to be real. So yeah, is it really a great role model for kids? Probably not. Should this story been packed in a toy for kids? Probably not. But would they have actually picked anything up? Probably not. So I enjoy it. It's good. It was actually a decent story. Yeah, it deals with Lockdown. He's back. Deals with the whole hunt for the Metro Titans, which, of course, that's all leading up to Metroflex, which actually I should have by now, but Amazon is taking their sweet time in mailing it to me. I got it so it would get here before I left, but it's not, so should have got it from Big Bad Toy Store because it would have been here 2 days ago. And I would have paid cheaper price for it. But no, because Amazon lost my package somewhere. So anyway, we'll get to Trailcutter, or as I like to call him, his original name, Trailbreaker. Now, Trailcutter here has the whole canopy that Trailbreaker used to have. He has the canopy on the back, but let's say some kid decided to lose this weapon that detaches. Oh, guess what? It still looks like a truck. I guess it works. And it does. It literally looks like a truck with a cover. And this projection light system over it, I guess. I don't know. Basically, that's his force field generator gizmo. It works. I like him. He's got a molded on, like, grappling hook thing. You can tell if you look closely that it's not a grappling hook or a winch, but it gives the appearance that it is. It's supposed to be a Cybertronian version, I think. I don't know. I really like the goldish brown they used for the headlights. It's actually kind of neat. It's yellowish, but at the same time, they don't look like they're on. He's got the nice Lego fire decals, as I like to call them. Basically, they match the Lego colors for the fire trucks and all that gizmo. One thing I noticed on these guys, the front is a pegged wheel, but it's only half a wheel. It spins. I don't normally like those at all, and in this case, but it is what it is. And then the back wheel is that one wheel system with the wheel just literally snapped in place with the 3 prongs. So more friction, harder to turn. None of the wheels turn on my desk. So I would rank, well, that one does. So I'd rank this as does not roll well. Which means if you want to set him on a slightly slanted thing like my desk is right now, he's not going to roll away. So there is some benefit to that. His clearance actually is decent, except for, you got to be careful of that, because if you press down on there, you have to literally untransform it to re-put that where it should be. That's irritating. So in the comic book, it's revealed he has mag wheels, so he can drive on anything metal. Yeah, basically that's just another gimmick. So, Trailbreaker is Trailbreaker. Trailcutter, whatever. I like this character in the comic book. It's decent. It's actually, I really enjoyed it. Again, except for that issue, I think he's a decent vehicle mode. Plus his little canopy with guns on it makes him look like normal. He does have stressed plastic here where the pin goes through in there. You can see it's not stressed there, but it's stressed over here. And you can actually, it's stressed enough you can actually feel it. Which, I don't know, that's probably just a quality control issue, but it's an issue. So to transform it, we want to start by taking this off, which pegs in 2 spots, here and here. Notice there and there. Here and here. That literally just pegs in. So we'll start by taking that off. Next, we'll start by grabbing these and pulling these down. These will become his legs, essentially. Flip the feet down and pop these into place, and now you have his legs. Simple enough. So we grab these and push them up and rotate these out as you're moving the wheel up, because this little slot will tab into this little tab here. Same on the other side. Now if you transform this guy right, it looks good. If you don't, it looks terrible. So next, once these are pegged in, you rotate this until it's in the right orientation, flip out the hand, and flip under this panel, side panel. And that gives you his arm. Same thing on this side. Now, this guy will be remolded as Hoist, which is always good because Hoist was originally out of the same mold. Right, so basically this comes down, basically bends up here on this long pin that's inside of these pins. Right. So this is not as easy as it looks some days. So I'm going to start by rotating this up and pulling his head out of here just as a reference point. Snap that in place and turn it around. Then raising this back up. Next, we try to get this situated. Because this, that's not right either. There we go. So once you just like figure this out, it works. But this has to come separate from the top here, and it gets caught in here. So that's just a little irritating nuisance. That literally pegs down flat. Then this backpack folds down, and this is where it gets a little irritating. You kind of have to rotate things until they line up. And then once they spontaneously line up, like that, everything falls in place. Not really at all. There we go. And then the Autobot symbol disappears under the armor. Head pops up, locks in place. And now you have Trailcutter in robot mode. He's not necessarily easy to get everything lined up, but it's not bad once you get him together. And that's him in essentially robot mode. Next, we take this, we flip this out, then we grab this little orange handle, pull that out, slip that into his hand, and then fold it over his arm, like that. And that becomes his shield slash thing, guns. It's kind of neat. Why does he need a shield when he can just create a force field with his mind? Like, ooh, who knows? he does. So he's got the shield thing with a gun. Not that he needs it, but whatever. So he ends up with the legs and ends up with pointy toe syndrome. But other than that, fortunately, because his legs are black, you don't see the hollowness, but I've heard a lot of people complain about the hollowness online from pictures. The pictures really do make it look bad. In person, it's not nearly as bad at all. It's hidden pretty well. It does give the appearance of short legs, though. For movement, there's a little movement in the toe. No side-to-side motion. He's got a 90-degree angle knee joint with a swivel just below the hip, ball and socket joint hip. He does have a waist swivel, which is surprising since that's not used during transformation. I like that. Then he's got his head, which is on a swivel. You can adjust his projector here. And, of course, you have your ball and socket joint shoulder, which actually has a decent range of motion. Plus a swivel above the elbow, and then a friction elbow with a swivel, not really a swivel, but a hinged hand that folds up. Essentially, it doesn't do anything. And that is that. Essentially, you can have him do some crazy awesome poses. And there is an upgrade set coming out. I forget from what company, but it'll come with replacement hands that have his open hands like he does in the comic book, and a force field that fits on this little tab in front of him that's transparent. Which, come on, that's pretty awesome. He's got 5mm ports all over him, so if you wanted to, you could really weapon this guy up. He's got port here, port up here. He's got a port back here, and a half port there for when this is completely down. He has a port here, and 2 ports on a shield. And then, of course, the same on the other arm from this arm. And then, of course, his hand. So, this guy really has... you can weapon up. I think that's just cool. But I have more than meets the eye characters that I am gearing up for. Like, a lot of the smaller guys who are actually smaller in the comic book are actually being made in small. Or in Legion class, Commander class, whatever you want to call them. It's really neat because those guys will be in scale with these. So I'm excited. Beyond that, don't really know what to expect. I know, what's his name? James Bond there, Skids, is going to be released, which is going to be awesome because he's one of my favorite characters out of the More Than Meets the Eye series. Because seriously, he James Bonds it up all the time. That's the best explanation I have for it. Is like James Bond. Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping they do a Star Saber just because he appeared, but I doubt it. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed the video review. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I will answer them for you. Anything else? I don't think so. So, again, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed. While I'm thinking of it, before I close this video down, let's give this guy some size comparisons before I leave you guys. Right. So here he is with Jazz, bit short. Here he is with Rodimus, probably correct size. Here he is with, let's see, Classics Prime is a good example. Probably the right size. So he's in scale with most guys. I think he should be a little bit taller than Jazz, or Jazz should be a little bit shorter than him. But, in all fairness, he's pretty well in scale. I think it works. That being said, I think that covers the video review now. Yep, and just as a size comparison, here he is with Generations Bumblebee. Bumblebee actually is taller than him. It happens. So, now I'm ending the video review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.